right, so if I can, I guess we'll just kind of get started here. So, all right. So, what up, everybody? Welcome to the Damn Dude Podcast. And today we have got a very, very, very special guest in the house. Actually, I'm in his house. This is my first mobile episode of the Damn Dude Podcast. So, welcome everybody to that. That's a special occasion. But what I really want to get into, I'm going to talk to the listeners here real quick in the audience. I'm going to ask you guys, have you guys ever been just all in on your willpower? Have you just doubled down on your willpower and been like, I'm going to fucking do this? What was the result when you did that? What was the feeling? Once you accomplished that, once you went in on your willpower and you believed in it, like, what were the results? What happened? What did that feel like? And then after you accomplished that, did you get up and double down on your willpower again? Double, triple, quadruple, and just be like, I'm fucking going in again. As where most people stay satisfied, I've got Howie Housel in the house who does not stay satisfied. He keeps grinding and keeps working and keeps producing in a way that he loves his own fucking life. Like, Howie is a fucking dope individual, and many of you guys know this. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome Howie Housel to the show.
What's up, everybody?
What's good, Howie? Thank you, man. It's a real fucking honor to have you, bro. Like, it's so dope. Like, the reason I wanted you on the show, let's start with that, is like just to put this out there, like, every person who's on the show is very specifically handpicked and for a very specific reason. And with you, it's like you're grinding, you're working, you're doing your thing, and you do it in a way that's really unique. Like, you grow and achieve success in a minimalistic way, which I feel like is not a common thing. And it takes a lot of like heart, insight, and like greater knowledge than yourself to do that. Like, you're looking at things as like eco-friendly for the world, looking at things as like cost-effective for yourself, for the people around you. Who's going to be able to stay in business by me doing these moves? You know, like, I think that's dope. So that's why I wanted you here, man.
For sure.
So where can people, like, I guess just to start, like, where can people find you?
You can all
Like
find
social
me
media?
on social media.
Yeah.
You can all find me on iTicket Fight. That's my first company.
Yep.
We fight traffic tickets in California only. It's a guarantee win on your money back policy.
Hold up.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, that's it. Dude, hold, real quick. Just to, I don't mean to cut you off, but did you just hear what he said? He fights tickets, and if there's a guaranteed win policy, if he does not win, you get your money back.
Yep.
Yo.
Since day one, that was the policy.
Bro, yeah, sure. Keep going. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah. So basically, the whole concept was started back in 2010, and that was when I was in college. I was like a third or fourth year in college.
Yeah.
I used to like writing as a kid, like back in elementary school, middle school, high school. Whenever I had to write essays, I was always creative about it. I always took my time with it. Mm-hmm. And even one day, the teacher. So back then, did you ever have to do a task or like a homework assignment where you have to either write the word 5 times or you write a sentence or a story?
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
So those were the 3 options. And I usually chose the option where you have to write a story.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So I always liked like writing stuff. And the teacher even told me like, hey, there's always one person that I always look for when I get all your homework assignments first. And and this person always writes the stories, and then she was talking about me. And like, that's when I was like, all right, I'm pretty good at this. Like, that's a confirmation at the time when I was a kid that I'm good enough to write stories or like essays or whatever.
Yeah.
And basically, like, that's how it transcends with this company is we write appeal documents for clients that get tickets.
Yeah.
And we get them out. We do our best to get them out.
Hell yeah. Dude, oh, that's so dope. You just said something that like all the previous guests have kind of said too, which is like the one thing in common is everybody loves what they do. And it's like you took what your thing was as a kid and transformed it into a monetary skill and a business, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, that's crazy to think that it's like, yo, what you're good at just fucking in junior high, elementary, you know, like high school, whatever, that shit can be transformed into like $1 million. That shit could be transformed into a fucking house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, did you ever think that sitting there in school, like writing essays, like, yo, this is about to be a house. Like, this is about to be a business. Like, damn, like, that's so dope, dude. Like, I'm thinking back, like, that makes me think, like, I used to get in trouble because I would like be doodling on the side of my paper. The work was boring, but like I was really creative. But but I thought my creativity meant I was dumb. So like I didn't understand it, you know. I thought like, oh, because I'm creative, I thought I was dumb. I didn't realize that because I'm creative, this is actually a gift and a skill that I can transform into like some cool shit, you know. So aside from the ticket fight business, Howie is also an investor. He invests in properties, and tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I got introduced by a guy named Eddie back in LA when I used to live there for a year or two. Or 2 years.
K-Town?
Yeah. Well, 1 year I lived in Koreatown, and then another year I lived in Alhambra.
Yeah.
Which is like more suburban.
For sure.
It's like a little bit outside the city.
Yeah, yeah.
But I met a guy named Eddie. He put me on game with real estate with my first investment property. Because back then in 2015 or 16 timeframe, the property values are still going up, but it was to a point where if you want to buy in California, especially in a big coastal city like San Diego, Orange County, Los Angeles, it's going to cost you a lot of money up front.
Yeah.
And ever since the first recession back in 2008, where the housing market crashed, that's when they started tightening up the loan standards.
Yeah.
So basically, I couldn't qualify for a loan for a house out here in San Diego or LA. Mm-hmm. So I went with the out of state investment property route first.
Yeah.
Just because it's a lower barrier to entry. You don't need too much money up front, but you have like enough for something simple.
Damn, dude.
Yo, pay attention. Rewind that back if you guys weren't paying attention all the way. That is fucking game. That's game. What you just heard is years of experience, learning the hard way, learning the easy way, learning the medium way, like, you know what I'm saying? That's game. Like, soak that in. Don't let that just breeze by you. That was dope. Thank you. Like, I like that, dude.
Most definitely.
That's fucking sick. Is there anything that you want to, sorry, I know I cut you off on that. Where you can keep going if you,
It's all good. So basically, like, ever since that investment, I just really immersed myself into real estate. Like, more of a backstory. When I was a kid growing up.
I was literally, but look what's on my notes.
Howie growing up. There we go. So basically, when I was growing up, we didn't grow up like a rich family. You know, my parents were immigrants. They came in. They lived with my uncle for a bit. We used to live in a little duplex that my uncle bought.
Where'd they come from?
They're from China. They're from Guangdong, China. It's a southern province, like an hour away from Hong Kong, kind of. Mm-hmm. And they immigrated here back in the 80s, the late 80s, right before I was born.
San Diego, California?
Yep, San Diego, California.
Yeah. And tidbit real quick, me and Howie are actually cousins, blood cousins, believe it or not. Right. So yeah, this is real, very true. Yeah.
Yeah, family.
Yeah. But yeah, man, go ahead.
Yeah, so basically, like, we lived in Claremont at first. We were living in a duplex, 5 people in one bedroom duplex.
Damn.
So basically, like, we're all sleeping in the same area. Like, there's 2 or 3 beds, all kind of like lined up together in the living room. Or actually, it's weird. There's only 2 rooms. There was a living room and a dining room.
Oh, sure.
So basically, we were at the living room with all the beds stacked together, kind of thing.
Oh, so it was like a studio then.
Sort of.
It's not even a one. Yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we just lived there for a little bit until we started saving up a little more money. And then that's when we got introduced to like the Mira Mesa real estate. That's when your grandpa.
I know Mira Mesa.
That's your grandpa and my uncle.
Yeah.
So basically, he put us on game with some Mira Mesa real estate at first. He used to claim it as East La Jolla.
Yep. East La Jolla
as a selling point.
Yeah. So, my grandpa, his uncle is a hustler.
Yeah. He's the first real estate mogul that actually like talked game about real estate to me, but I didn't really grasp it until I got a little older.
Yeah.
So they put us on game with Mira Mesa, and then it was a culture change for sure from Claremont to Mira Mesa, just because like it was a little more north, it was newer, nicer, and just like a lot of Asians, a lot of Filipinos. Like, just, I've never been around that when I was a kid, and then moving to Mira Mesa, seeing all that, it's like, whoa, everyone looks like me, kind of.
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Definitely.
Yeah.
Damn, that's fucking sick, dude. So then, wow, okay, so then, yeah, so you grew up in Mira Mesa, so then, like, what What type of challenges did you guys face, like within like housing and just life and stuff? You know, having immigrant parents, that's pretty tricky. Like you would go and help, like earlier, even Howie went and helped translate for his uncle earlier, like at an appointment. And it's like stuff like that, you know, like a lot of stuff that Americans or like people who don't have like foreign parents or stuff like take for granted, you know. It's like, damn, I never even considered I had to go translate for my relative or something, you know. Like that's a lot of extra stuff to do and responsibility, and it's very noble.
Totally.
Yeah, so like I don't know what type of like I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. So my parents, they worked at restaurants. So my dad was a chef. My mom was a server. She still is working at the same job. She works at Jasmine Seafood. It's a dim sum restaurant in San Diego.
Yeah.
And then my dad, he works, you know, different jobs, but it's always the same profession, like the chef industry, restaurant industry, type of thing.
Hell yeah.
But like some of the hardships was like just growing up a little poor, you know, like I never had the nicest shoes or the nicest clothes. I always had to shop in Payless, or I even got the hand-me-downs from some of my older cousins.
Yeah.
That are your uncles and aunts.
Yeah. Oh, I got the same clothes.
Yeah. You get the same clothes?
Yeah. Dude, I got my grandpa in 4th, 5th grade. I had a shirt from my grandpa and uncle. It was a disco shirt and the collars went down to the shoulders.
Oh, wow.
And it was bright yellow. But yeah, it was from like the 60s and I was rocking that in the 90s.
Yeah. You still have it?
No, I wish. I would wear it.
Yeah. Yeah. Some of the stuff that I got from my cousins were pretty explicit. They had like I had a shirt that had a dog that looked like Pluto, and then he was like sticking up his middle finger, and it said "Fetch this." And I got in trouble, and I was like, "What? I've never been in any kind of trouble, and I'm getting in trouble for wearing for what I'm
shirt?
wearing."
Yeah, like what the heck is a cartoon shirt?
Exactly.
Oh shit! Yeah. Damn. That's crazy. Oh yeah, sorry, I keep cutting you off. Don't mind me. I tend to do that because like I feel like there's little important little things to just pick apart in it. So don't mind me cutting you off. Just yeah. So keep going.
Sure. So some other hardships were like throughout the years. So we moved to Mira Mesa in '96, and then throughout the years, I noticed the property values going up like crazy. Like we're all young at the time. We didn't really pay attention. But me, I kind of just like looked at it just a little bit more and like just to see like, oh, like why are my parents working so hard? Why do they have to work so hard to like pay for stuff? And that's when I started looking more into like bills and real estate values. So basically like right around like 2001, 2002, that's when the real estate just started jacking up like crazy.
Yeah.
Like we were like probably like almost like double the value of what we paid for initially. So we were up at that time. We were like thinking, oh yeah, this is the American dream. This is how you're supposed to live. You buy real estate, you wait until it appreciates, and then you pull out the equity and you buy like whatever you want. A nice car, a nice jet ski, a nice vacation, some nice clothes, pay off some debt, whatever you want, stuff like that. But there was a time when all that came downhill because at one point around like 06, 07, the real estate values went super crazy, like to the point where like, oh, like this is almost unaffordable now. But at the time, they just kept giving out loans to people that weren't really qualified to get these loans.
Right.
And you put them in the position where like, oh, these are just like the normal, you know, blue collar workers that are just, you know, with nicer houses. But in reality, like they can't really afford the payments because the interest rate was higher at the time, and the property value values were high. So like when you put two and two together, like it's super high payments, and then that's when it started crashing. It crashed. The market crashed because there's just too many people getting foreclosed on because people were losing their jobs and they couldn't pay for the houses, so they would foreclose on the houses, and then they would put more supply back in the market, and that would raise the supply of the houses, but lower the prices. So my parents got caught up with that in the middle of that. Basically, like they took out the equity from the house, used it, and then they weren't able to recoup the two mortgages. Because basically, when you pull the equity out of a house, you're on two mortgages. You pay the first mortgage that you initially bought the house for, and then you pay the second mortgage. Right. So like when all of that was happening, like their hours were getting cut from work, and people were losing their jobs left and right, and just like it started like stacking up. The bills started stacking up to the point where like at one point they asked for our help for the first time. And this is back when we were in college. Like this is like 2008, 2009, 2010 time frame. Yeah. And I started like looking into the bills more, and I'm like, whoa, this is not normal. Because like it was obscene. Like the amounts that we had to pay at the time at that age is just like, whoa, that's some pain coming up with like that kind of money.
Yeah.
But yeah. But eventually, like we couldn't afford it anymore. We went through bankruptcy. The bank took our house, foreclosed on it, and then that's when I realized, like, wow, life ain't all what it seems.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow. Fuck, man. So, damn. So then, like, what happened from there?
So basically, we had to move out all our stuff. That was the hard part. It's just like when you have such a big house, you have so many things like accumulated throughout the years. So just moving all that out to the next house and to rent for the first time in our lives, or like in a long time.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like really hard on us because my grandma was living with us as well. So it was hard on her.
Yeah. Fuck, dude, I can only imagine, you know, like that was around the time too when we started hanging out a lot too.
Yeah.
And like, it's really interesting for those people who are watching and listening. It's like, well, hold on, but you guys are cousins. Like, so basically, like we grew up and there's kind of like division between our families a little bit. And like, I don't know, like the quick way to sum this up, but basically, we basically didn't hang out a lot growing up. It was kind of like, oh, like, I don't know, we do our thing, they do their thing. It was never anything bad or I don't know, but it was just like, I don't know. They do what they do. We do what we do. I was like, okay.
Definitely.
So then one day, like Howie drives by. I wasn't home. I was living with my parents. We were also living with our parents. And like, he drove by my house when I wasn't home, and he stopped by to take a piss at my house, at my parents' house. And and on our bathroom wall, there was one part of the wall in the door where it's just tagged up and it's autographed by every person who's like been to our house. And then I come home and I see a new tagging on the wall. It says, what did it say? Howie was here. Like, Howie was here. I took a piss in your bathroom and wrote the date or something like that.
Yeah,
and I was like, wait, what? Howie? Like, Howard, our cousin? Like, what do you mean? What the fuck? So, like, the only times we would see each other is, like, at family gatherings, like, fucking, you know, weddings or funerals or shit like that. And so it was interesting. So we didn't really have a lot of exposure to each other. And, like, so since that happened, I don't remember if you called me or texted me or something. It was just kind of random little like questions here and there. And I was like, hey, can you help me with this or that? Or, you know, both of us just back and forth. And then like, eventually it was still to the point where it was like, yo, is this guy cool all the way? You know, like what's up with him? You know, and I feel like we were both kind of thinking that about each other. And we slowly just kind of like started opening up. And it was like, yo, like, damn, you're cool as fuck. Like, why haven't we been kicking it this whole time? You know, and like,
Right.
And it was just kind of like, what's going on? You know, like, I don't know, but whatever, fuck it. We're going to change it. You know, like, who cares whatever happened between, who knows? I don't even know. But like, you know, it's just culturally too, me being half white just is a big fucking division in a family when it's like, people are just immigrants, you know? And all of a sudden it's like, yo, like, I can see how it's almost like, yo, like you're being a traitor almost, you know, like how could you? And then like, it's, you know, it's all semantics, it's all whatever. It is what it is. But like, that was how we ended up kicking it. And it was around that time when like the foreclosure was happening, or like right before the foreclosure happened, you know? Because I remember we would go to your house. My dad would help fix your computer. I think that's kind of what started kicking it off a lot too. And I would see your sisters at high school, or I'd see you at high school too. And like, we didn't interact a whole lot, a little bit. Yeah. But the biggest thing, I don't know. So like, all of that happened, and then I remember you guys went to renting and moving around, and I remember the whole point, throughout that whole time, your attitude was like, man, like, no. You just were like rethinking everything and just kind of like restructuring how you like view life and your accomplishments and goals, and like how you view comfort even. It's like, yo, we got all this shit sitting here, but yo, if something goes wrong, like this is all damaging, not helpful, you know? And it's like, I think we're like how I mentioned in the beginning, like the minimalist aspect is like, Howard does not carry extra shit. No. Like Howard does not carry, I don't even know how to explain it. Like he doesn't need extra shit. He doesn't rock with it. Like, why is that? Like, I guess what's your take on that?
Because, okay, so let me just go backtrack on how I started the minimalist mindset.
Please, this is really helpful for a lot of people, because a lot of us are I need diamonds, I need shoes, it's like, hold up. This is very valuable. So, sorry, go ahead.
I got caught up with all that because back then I used to, you know, the music videos, the rap videos, they were more out like now you don't have to search for it, you know, like, or like, excuse me, like, what am I saying? So back then, like when MTV was still around, they would show videos of these rappers like flaunting like their jewelry, their shoes. They still do that now, but I feel like at the time it was like being shown on TV so often that like it kind of, you kind of get influenced by it. So I used to buy like all the nicest shoes at one point because I was poor most of my life. So when I actually finally got a job when I turned 15, yeah, that was my first like official job. I worked at a restaurant. Basically, like I started buying whatever I wanted, like nice watches, jewelry, shoes, clothes. And I accumulated so many until that time where my house was going through foreclosure, or my parents' house were going through foreclosure. That's when I realized like, oh crap, I gotta move all this stuff out. And just moving all the stuff out was just a pain. And then I realized like, I don't even wear this or that anymore. And that's way out of style. And that's definitely not even my taste anymore.
Yeah.
So that's when I realized like, I only need to be fly for like I want to be fly like throughout my whole like day, but I don't need like so many outfits to the point I could just be fine with like 3 or 4 outfits.
Yeah.
Like me, like I only have 2 suits. Basically, like this is my most brand new suit, and then the other suit is like a backup suit, and then the rest of the suits were either given away or resold to somebody else.
Yeah. My only suit is the one you gave me. I still have it.
Which one is that?
It's like a blue. It's like it's kind of like blue gray looking. Like
Blue gray looking.
oh man, I haven't worn it in a while. I want to say it has like light pinstripes on it. Maybe I think like light gray pinstripes almost.
I think it was black and white pinstripes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember it was like dark. I remember like blue, gray, black.
Oh, yeah?
Something.
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
it was pretty
wow.
fly though. Yeah,
I still remember that suit.
yeah. Dude, I still got it. That's the only one I've like kept. Dude, actually, because when we were talking earlier, how I sold all my stuff to move to Hawaii and came back, I was like, I only have like my bicycles and a handful of things, and that's one of the things that somehow stayed around. Actually, was that suit.
Right on.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, going back to like my minimalist mindset, just like moving all the furniture and the clothes and the stuff to the new house made me realize like, wow, I don't even touch half of these stuff. So that's when I started to like reduce. And I started becoming more happier and more focused with stuff. You know, I started to have my business take off more. I started to realize like, oh, there's more empty space. So that whenever there's more empty space, like there's space available to put more new things into your life to make it better.
Damn, dude.
Hold up, that's really deep, dude. That's hella deep. Because it's like, damn, sorry, I'm cutting you off again. Feel free to pick back up. And it's like, but I was gonna say that's really deep because it's like it almost puts you in that mind state of like create.
Yeah.
Oh, you're cool. Go ahead. You're good. You're not on camera. You're good. We got cousins going around. No, but I think that's cool because it's like when you have an empty space, it's kind of like it keeps your brain in like, what could I put here? And it just keeps that like open mind continuously. I feel like, yeah, that's cool. Yeah. I've learned my first lesson on that with selling shit, moving to Hawaii. It's like, whoa, I feel good. I don't have anything, you know. But yeah, sorry. Go ahead. And keep
you
going.
basically just feel like a lot of weight's off your shoulders, and when you have more empty space, you have room to think about the newer ideas and bring it to the table and execute on it. Yeah. That's how I was able to go with the iTicket fight. You know, around 2010, 2011, that's when all of the turmoil started, happening. And then like, I was graduating college at the time, or I was like a 3rd or 4th year, but like, yeah, just had more space and time to just do my new ideas type of thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But ever since then, ever since that incident, like I was like, yo, I better secure my residence no matter what. That's like the main goal now. That's the main objective.
Yeah.
So ever since then, like I just was trying to find myself like 2013, 2014, 2015, like the first couple of years of like moving out of that old house.
Yeah.
That's how I was able to move out of San Diego because I was kind of forced to, like we moved out of that Mira Mesa house and then I started like living in like Birdland, which is like east of Linda Vista for a year. And then I moved it to Koreatown, Los Angeles for a year and then Alhambra for a year. A lot of things happen when you move out.
Yes.
Just like realize that, like, I think that happens like all across the board. It's standard. Just because like you start exploring new things, you start meeting new people, and then new ideas come up, and then you just execute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, totally. And there's just like a whole new level of independence where it's kind of like, whoa, like this is the world also? Like people live like this out here too, like, yeah, just moving out of my house, even staying in the same town was a big deal. And then like as soon as I started moving out of town, that's when I really, really started like just tripping out on life and how big the world really is. Yeah. Like, holy shit. So that leads me to my next thing, but we're going to take a quick break real quick here. I'm going to get into it. I was gonna give a little teaser, but I'm not. This is just, it's gonna be so fucking sick. Yeah, just we'll be right back. One sec.
Damn, dude.
All right, what up, everybody? We're back. So, just to get back into this, where we kind of left off was where we were headed was traveling. So traveling is something you're certainly no stranger to. So like we were talking about how important it is to like. Oh, were we even talking about that on the podcast?
Just moving out of your comfort zone, moving out of your home, and just exploring different parts of the world. Like, because you'll learn a lot more. Like, just when it's new, it's fresh. It's something you haven't experienced yet. So when you experience it, it just hits you a little different.
There we go. But dude, we need you here all the time because I forget what the hell I'm talking about in the middle of everything continuously. So what my point was based off of that. Thank you, by the way. Was traveling. Like you've been, I guess it's safe to say, all over the world.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, dude. Like there was a good. What years were that? Were you? Because you've stated all the years that stuff was happening. So like, what were the years that you were just traveling, and where'd you go, and why?
So I first started traveling alone without my parents, like 2014. That's when I started, because someone brought it up. They're like, so why don't you go traveling? And I just said, I don't need to go traveling. I'm fine with where I'm at.
Yeah.
So like San Diego, and then like, and they're just like what is this guy talking about? And then that's when I realized, like, what is he talking about? And then I started to like look into tickets, plane tickets. I went one time and I enjoyed it, and that's when I started to go crazy with it. Like,
Where'd you go? What was the first place you went?
The first place that I went to that started everything out was Hong Kong.
Oh shit,
Yeah.
that's a big trip too.
That place, I went out there, and then ever since then, I was like, all right, I'm gonna start traveling more, but I don't want to pay that price anymore. Because at the time when I was new, I thought $1,000 round trip was a good deal, but it's not.
Yeah,
Like ever since then, flights just got cheaper and cheaper, just because like social media promotes traveling. Like at the time, being a blogger was really cool. Like being a travel blogger was really cool.
Yeah.
So it was really big at the time. So it encouraged a lot of people to go out and travel. And that's when the flight prices just kept dropping and dropping and dropping, to the point where I pay like $5 for a flight, just the taxes, all the way up to like maybe 600 max. Damn. Anything beyond 600, like I'll pass. Yeah. Because I know I can find a better deal.
Yeah, for sure.
It doesn't matter if it's just like an economical airline, as long as you get there. Like it's already a privilege to sit on a plane and go to a foreign country, especially as a U.S. citizen. Like you guys don't know how much privilege we have in regards to traveling. Pre-COVID, that is. Pre-COVID, we had basically no restrictions. Like sometimes there would be restrictions going to like China or like India where you need a visa, but that's nothing. Like you just sign a few papers, get a couple approvals from whoever you need to get, and then boom, you're there. Yeah,
for sure. So what was that experience like? Like, because you just went by yourself, right?
Sometimes I'd go by myself because no one else had my schedule. Other times I'd find some people, luckily. But basically, I went like to so many different places. Like, you want me to name?
Yeah,
some of them?
sure. Yeah, of
or
course.
Like, I'll try to name like most of them. So like United States, I'll start in the United States. Basically, California, Oregon, Washington, Alaska, Hawaii, Texas, New York, Massachusetts, Indiana, Illinois, Nevada, Colorado, Utah, Louisiana, Tennessee. The most random spot I've been to is Mississippi.
Damn.
Yeah, that was definitely a culture shock for me.
I can only imagine.
Yeah. So those places. That's like in the United States. And then outside the United States, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Japan, Italy, France, Spain, London. Man, there's like a couple more. Mexico, South Korea, Vietnam, Thailand, Singapore. Man, traveling is like, it feels like such an old thing that I did in the past, because I haven't done it in like a long time. I had to save it for my second house, but like that's just like some of the places that I've been to. Yeah, that I can remember.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Damn, dude.
Dude, that's crazy, dude. So like, wow, man, that's really dope. Like, what do you feel is like the biggest thing you took from all of those experiences? Like, what does let me re-ask that. What's the biggest thing that you've noticed that everybody around the world has in common? Or is there something?
just because we're all human beings, so we'll all interact to get to each other some way somehow, and like just like understanding, how their lifestyle is from that foreign country comparing to like my hometown in San Diego, California. It's just like, wow, like we have a lot more here than there, or they can have a lot more there than here type of thing. And it just like opens your eyes to see like what you have and what you don't have type of thing, and you start appreciating those kind of things.
For sure. Dude, hella, man. That's like, it's a trip too, because I feel like also if you come from a minimalist perspective on that also, it just kind of like makes a lot of sense. Like, I know for me, once I really am like, whoa, the idea of like minimizing everything I have is brilliant, because I started, it was for me too. Like, as soon as I started getting out of the country, like the first time I went to Peru, I was just like, whoa, like, what the heck, dude? Like, I've seen this in TV, I've seen this in movies, but it's just absolutely not the same. Like, if you, just like how you said earlier, it's like, I don't need to go anywhere. Like, I live in the most beautiful city in the world. Like, why would I go anywhere?
Exactly.
And it's like, well, hold up a second. Like, you 100% cannot appreciate living in San Diego's finest, or California's finest city, or America. I think I said that all wrong. America's finest city. You can't fully appreciate it without going to places where people like have to find out where food comes from. Like being homeless in America is like, I don't necessarily want to say easy, but like compared to other countries, it's pretty damn easy. Like people will give you money. When I was in Peru, there was this white dude there who was like, he's been there for 15, or no, it's probably 15 years now. But at that point that I was there, he was there for like 12 years, and he ran out of money and he couldn't get home, and he didn't have any family, and he's just begging and begging, but their money's worth so little that like he's just stuck. So it's just any money he can get, he buys some bread. And like, sometimes people kick down some stuff, but there's not really any like big fish out there just kicking down the little people.
Definitely.
If they're a big fish, they're way, way, way unobtainable, and they're not even coming to you, Like, that's crazy, dude. And what's interesting too is like, I forgot about this. I'm glad I jotted this down, because you did so much traveling that you documented and all this, and you ended up getting sponsorships.
Yeah.
Like, tell us about that. That's
Okay.
crazy. Oh, hold on. Before you get into that, I'm going to just say this from my perspective. I'll have him say it real quick. The first thing, I was like, Howie, why did you why are you getting sponsorships? Like, what? He's like, you said something along the lines of like you started thinking of like football stars or like rappers or like stuff like that. And it's like, and NBA players and shit, or like, professional athletes, and they get sponsorship. And it's like, well, shit, if I ain't got the skill to do that, I got the skill to get some sponsorships. And it was like, I was like, what? That's genius. And it was like, I ended up getting glasses and all sorts of shit off the kickback from your sponsorships. Like, so tell us about that.
Yeah, those are some good times. So basically the backstory is this: like, ever since I was a kid and I saw those BMXers, the skaters, the professional athletes, they used to get sponsored by these companies, and they used to wear all their clothes and shoes and whatever they're promoting for them. Yeah. And I was like, wow, what do I got to do to get to that level of people just giving me stuff for me to promote for them type of thing. Yeah. And then like, it just happens at the most unexpected time. Like, just like when I was in my traveling phase, I just kind of had my camera everywhere I went. And then I was in North Hollywood one time, and then some guy noticed me some girl noticed me with a camera, and she's like, what are you doing with this camera? And then at the time I was just like just making myself up. So I was just like, I'm a blogger. Like, I'm blogging. And then she's like, oh wow, really? You are? And I was like, yeah, but I was like trying to become one at the time. But like, you ever heard the phrase "fake it till you make it"? I know like some people have negative connotations to it. It's basically just putting yourself in a position where you don't feel comfortable doing and being, and actually like trying to be it, and then you actually are it. Yeah. Like, for instance, like if you're playing like a football game and you're like, I'm gonna win this game, I'm a winner, I'm a champion. And when you just have that mindset throughout the whole process, throughout the whole game, you just eventually, most likely, you'll likely win, just because your mindset is that strong that you truly believe you're faking becoming a winner, and you actually become it. Yeah. Low key.
Damn, yeah. I'm personally not a fan of fake it till you make it, because I don't like the words. Yeah. I totally get what you're saying. My version of it is keep it real till you appeal. So it's all, but I mean, it means the same fucking thing. Like, that's just my version. Like, I think, and I think what you're explaining isn't even fake it till you make it. I think what you're explaining is like manifesting. Yes. And I think like like fake it till you make it is his own thing. And I feel like what you just described is like manifesting and creating. And I feel like there's definitely a difference between the two almost. Definitely. I don't know. I mean, if it motivates you, fucking take it. But like, I'm just saying it just for anybody that if fake it doesn't till you make it doesn't work for them, you know, maybe they put a new twist on it. Because I used to not understand, like, fuck that. No, hell no, I ain't faking nothing. And that would just keep me from like creating, being like, you know what, I'm a successful podcaster. And I just wouldn't claim it because I'm like, oh, it's fake. But no, manifesting, that's cool. Yeah, sorry, I cut you off again, of course.
Good.
But yeah.
So basically, I told her like, hey, I'm a blogger. Like I have this camera because I'm blogging. And she's like, you know what? You got to come sit with us and eat lunch. How about that? And I was like, okay. Who am I meeting, you know? And then she brings me to the table where like there's two other people. It's a guy named Jackson, and then his girlfriend was there. And then he just told me like, hey man, like I like your attitude. I like how you're like going out and getting like what you want, what you want to do, you know? Mm-hmm. So then he's like, I want to sponsor you. I want to just give you these products, and like I'm doing it because I like you and I believe in you and I like your personality, I guess, or something like that.
Wow.
So, something along those lines. And then he just started giving me, or his company started giving, the company's name is Outgear. Mm-hmm. Outgear, it's a company that sells backpacks, sunglasses, just like camping stuff here and there. I don't know if they're still in business or not, but they used to just give me backpacks like left and right. Every month they would send me some stuff, and then like I would promote it. But I wasn't, the way he said it was like, just do it at your own pace and do it how you want it. That was the cool part. It wasn't like strict. It wasn't like you have to do it this way and that way, otherwise your sponsorship is rescinded type of thing. No, it wasn't like that. It was just like, here, take this and do what you want with it.
That's cool. Dude, I feel like it worked better for that because like you would come through and be like, hey, I got this shit from my sponsor. And it wasn't like, hey, like it wasn't like you had to sell us about it. It was just kind of like, yo, I got this cool shit. And it was more like we would come ask you about it versus you having to come be like, hey, look at this, blah, 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 blah. You know, it's like,
I remember it.
that was cool. I'd be like, what the heck? Where'd you get that? What is that? Like, damn, that's sick, dude. Did you have anything else to say about that? Like,
just like manifesting those kind of thoughts and like it'll happen eventually, you know? Just like you putting yourself out there, the opportunity will come and it presents itself. Like, just be ready.
Yeah. Be ready. So it's like you just kind of had it lingering in the back of your head pretty much your whole life. You wanted a sponsor. You wanted to get sponsored by some. Yeah, dude, that's sick. I think that again, what you said, it like points back to something so important, which is like listening to your inner child. You know what I'm saying? Like what was the child version of you good at? What did the child version of you love and think was fun and creative and shit like that? And I think that's where we need to invest our ideas, because like if you look at all the things that you just described that would be of success in your life came from like referring back to your childhood, like, yo, little me thinks this is cool, you know? And it's like one thing that's funny, because before we started hanging out a lot, if somebody asked me, oh, like, what's Howie into? I'd be like, he loves money. Like that was, and the only reason I say that is because at a wedding, Howie got up on stage and sang money, 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 and it just fucking went all the way with it. It was off the charts. But I remember like, yo, Howie loves money, and like that was, and then the first time I seen you got a nice ass car and this, I was like, damn, Howie does love money. But as I get to know you more, obviously everything you just described is not about money. You know, it's about experience and love and like and enjoying life. And I think that's what's so dope is like, money is cool, obviously, because it helps us do things. It helps you invest in these properties. And it's like, for those of you who don't know, I don't know if we cover this or not, but like Howie just got this house that we're in. This is what, has it even been a month?
Yeah, it's been about like we're on the 5th or 6th week of ownership. Well, home ownership, quote unquote. I'm not really an owner of the house yet until I pay off the loan.
You guys need to take note of that.
Yeah. So like
for you flexers.
Okay, just a little like, I'm gonna shine some light on you flexers and you social media like people. Like every time I see a post that says officially a homeowner and they're like taking a picture next to the house that they just got a mortgage on, and I'm just like, yo, like don't. I actually take that term very like not that loosely, because first off, my parents they quote unquote were homeowners like back in '96 when they bought the Mira Mesa house, but that got foreclosed on. So it wasn't actually theirs. It's theirs after they pay off the mortgage.
Right.
So like, just like I just kept it in the back of my mind, like, hey, officially not a homeowner, not until I pay off the mortgage.
Damn, dude.
Pay attention.
Yeah. So just like keep that in mind. Like nobody owns a house. Like, well, not nobody, but I'm saying like most people that buy houses in California, like because it's so pricey, it's not all cash. It's just on a mortgage, on a 15-year or 30-year mortgage. And once you pay off the mortgage, then it's officially your house.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and for anybody who's younger and doesn't even know what a mortgage is, that's basically a loan is basically getting a loan to buy a house. That's like the fancy way, or what they call it. So like, some people just don't even know what that means. Like I remember there was a point where I didn't know what the word mortgage meant. I just know it's a thing on Monopoly. Like, like if I got to cash out my house, that's what I get for it. Like,
Exactly.
Yeah, no, that's a very good point though. And it's like, that's no hate on anybody, but it is like, people who are really playing the game see through that shit. And it's like, you want the people who are really playing the game to be like, let's go. Not like, hey bro, what are you doing? There's nothing wrong with being, hey bro, what are you doing? Because we all are that and have to go through that and make the mistakes. But like, it's just like trying to flex and look cool. And it's like, I own this, blah, blah, blah. It's like, nah, you still owe fucking this many thousands of dollars or million or tens or whatever, like, damn. And it's like, I don't know. It's just crazy. Like we get so caught up in looking cool, especially this day and age that people our age, like how old are you right now? 32. Like people 32 years old aren't looking where a lot of us want to, but like, we're not serious enough. We'd rather have Jordans. We'd rather have a fucking Beamer or like all this extra shit. There's nothing wrong with that. But like, if you look at long term, and this is going to be dope where this leads to. If we're looking at long term, like that's really, like the Nipsey phrase is like, it's a marathon, not a sprint. It's like, we're going long term. And if you're just going to just do the quick, it's just turn and burn. There's nothing of like substance and weight and that like is going to stick around. So like, let's say you invested here and let's say like shit hits the fan, like you have something to even though if you still owe on it, you can still borrow against, you can still do this. There's like, you have options, if you needed to, you could sell. You have options. And I think that's what's cool is like when you invest into yourself like that and you invest into something that's like, land is getting scarce out here. You know what I'm saying? Like they're only building up and down now and they're not, it's so hard to find shit with like real property and to even get approved. I have clients who are multimillionaires and they can't even get a house with perfect credit. It's like, getting a house right now is insane. Yeah. So if you guys, okay, hold on, let's talk about, I was going to turn this one way, but I want to save it. I have a very, very, very special topic that I'm going to bring up with you that a lot of people are going to trip the fuck out. But before I do that, like, tell us about what it took to get, because you kind of described what it took to get that first property and why. Yeah. So like how I described in your intro too, it's like you did that and then you're like, hold on, I'm gonna double down again. I'm gonna double down on myself and my willpower and just, I'm gonna tough it out. I'm gonna grind. I'm gonna fucking, it's like you're an entrepreneur. You got another job to help be just for the sake of like, the bank accepting the credit, it's like, I got fucking money, bro. And they're like, oh, well, you need to have this much on these papers. And it's like, fuck. So like the house we're sitting in right now, Howie's been eyeballing since before it was even built. Yeah. We've passed, how many times have we came to this property before it was built? We came by and looked at, there's a whole row of houses. Let me paint this picture a little better. We're in City Heights right now, east side. And like, if it's becoming a really nice area around here. Like everything is turning around. And, wow, I just totally lost what I was going to say. Oh, so like I was saying, this whole city is turning around and like land is getting scarce. And it just so happens that they happen to build this row. How many is there? 4 or 5 houses? 4 houses. There's 4 houses in a row that are brand new right here. And it kind of doesn't make sense, but it does when you look at it, to be like, oh, we're going to build 4 brand new houses in City Heights. It's like, where? But like this little property is on the side of a canyon and stuff. And it's like, it just makes sense, So to be able to get this type of property is like impressive, So like, what were some of the challenges and things you had to do mentally, physically to be able to like make this happen? Like take us back to the very beginning of take us back to the first time after you bought your Indiana house. Like take us to there like right when you decided, I want another one. Like,
okay. So around 2016, 2017, that's when I bought my first property out in Indianapolis. It's an investment property. basically like I said, low entry point, excuse me, low entry point. That means it only requires a small amount of capital to start up. And then it's just like positive cash flow, because at the time, like 2016, 17, 18, 19, that was when rent was higher than mortgage at the time.
Yeah.
So that's how you cash flow positive. But in California standards, the mortgage is higher than the rent. So you would have to like buy a house in California first and then wait a couple years until rent increases, because rent usually always increases.
Right.
Except, due to COVID, like some cities have an exception where they're decreasing. But for sure, San Diego is not decreasing their rent. It's been going up even since the beginning of the pandemic.
Yeah.
So like, and the real estate prices too. But the interest rate went down to the point where it actually makes the mortgage more affordable than rent. So now rent is actually pricier than mortgage.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when I was like, okay, like this is a good idea. But I didn't.
How did you know to pay attention to that?
Just because like being in the real estate game, you start noticing things left and right. Like you have to really study just like the ins and outs of everything in real estate, every small detail, like how, even like to the point where how a tenant feels in your house. Like me personally, I only go for single family residences just because you don't share walls with any other neighbors. You have your own space, your own privacy, and not many people walk the same route as you to go home, like opposed to like a apartment complex. Like everyone's walking to like their units. You're like stacked on top of each other. And that's like how it is nowadays, like very commonly in LA, San Diego, big cities, big coastal cities.
Yeah.
There's basically no more room to build. And I just got really lucky with these houses. So basically 2016, 2017, I bought my first one, and then I was high off that first house, and I was like, all right, I want another one. But I want another Indiana property at the time. I didn't start seeing the value in San Diego until I started seeing how much the value went up. And also it just brought me back in time to back in 2011, 12, when my parents were going through the bankruptcy. That's when I was like, all right, I still got to secure a residence.
Yeah.
So that's when I was like, all right, what do I got to do to get the mortgage? And then like my realtor, she just told me, her name's Jessica, by the way. She works for Equest Realty.
Shout out to you, Jessica.
Yeah, she's the one that put me on game. She's like, all right, you need 2 years of bank statements, 2 years of employment, 2 months or like 2 paychecks, just a bunch of like just basic stuff that I already knew about because, I bought my first property. So I was like, all right, cool, I'll do that. But in California, it's quite different just because the price point is a lot higher than the Midwest. So I just said, so what do I got to do? And they're like, you need to get more income. So how? And then she told me how. And then I started just following her steps. And then like, I just started doing that like since like 2017, 2018, 2019. And 2019 was when was the first time I actually saw this house. Oh no, the house next door. So I didn't even look at this house yet. I was looking at the house next door because that was the only one that was built. The other 3 were building. Oh yeah. And the moment when I saw it for the first time, I was like, damn, I'm in love. Like this is the house that I want, because a brand new house, there's no maintenance really. Like you're good for at least 5 years. So I want to buy the house and just have it rent ready or house hack ready or just livable ready. I don't want to like spend more money after the down payment to fix things here and there. Yeah. So that's how I started. April 2019, I saw the house. And then every single month after that, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. And then the next year, January 2020, February, just every single month, like a couple weeks out of the month, a couple days out of the month, I would just go to this house on my bike, because I actually sold my car like 2 years ago. I was on a no car life for a little bit.
Oh yeah, part of the minimalism.
Yeah, part of the minimalism. Just to save up money for the house, and then for the down payment for the house. I would just ride my bike from Mira Mesa to City Heights, Swan Canyon. We're in Swan Canyon technically. It's just like south of City Heights. Yeah. And like I would just making sure like no one bought this house yet, Like the builders would always see me like, hey, you're that boy on the bike again. Okay. And they already knew what I wanted. I would always like ask them, hey, can I see the house like indoors? Just to make it more real, manifest my thoughts and make it more real. I even got emotional a few times, like I would hop on the bus from Mira Mesa and then ride my bike from the bus stop to here. And then like sometimes I would just cry just because like I know how much it would mean to me if and when I got the house. Yeah. So I just kept saving up until it was time, until like, 2020 hit. That's when I was like, all right, I'm almost ready, until the pandemic hit. Yeah. That's when I was like, whoa, like things just got more interesting.
Yeah.
Because I know for sure, like, buying a house is definitely not going to be more easier. Because, like, the prices kept going up. And also, there has to be something involving the loans. Like, that's going to make it harder.
Yeah.
And it got harder. They just made it more strict just because in a pandemic, it usually causes a recession because people are out of work, people are sick, people can't work, and then people lose their jobs. So we're in a recession right now, technically, because an official recession means that there's 2 consecutive quarters where it's a decline in the GDP, the gross domestic production. So like that's the official term, and we're already on a 6-month decline. So we're basically in a recession.
Damn.
And like buying a house in a recession is something like crazy. Like the steps that I had to go through to get the loan approved were like insanely crazy.
Yeah.
Like I would be really frustrated at some point during the time I had to do this. I wanted to quit. I was just like, man, this house ain't worth it. I don't want it no more because of all the stuff that I had to go through to get the loan approved.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Damn. Oh, I just got chills right now, dude. That's intense, man. So like, how'd you not quit? Like, cause I mean, like your heart was in it, your emotions and everything. It's like what made you not give up on it? Cause I know how, I mean, from the outside, I know how hard it is, you know? And it's like, I seen you go through this whole thing and every piece, you're like, oh, I'm about to, this again.
Yeah,
and it's like, fuck, dude, like what is going on their end? You know, it's like, bro, it's just, what the fuck is happening right now, you know?
Exactly. Man, just like multiple things. Just going back to like securing my residence, just my commitment mentality, my dedication mentality, just my persistence. And just like I already started when I first stepped in the house. I don't want to quit like halfway or like we're almost done.
Yeah.
Type of deal.
Damn.
It just meant so much for me. And also like truthfully, like in San Diego City, there's nothing out there that many people want. Like right now, people that are buying houses, they see the houses and the ones they do want get sold like this. Especially like if it's San Diego, California, 92XXX.
Yeah.
San Diego, California zip code.
Yeah, yeah.
And like, just like, I was looking at other brand new houses and they weren't even in San Diego City. They were like in Escondido, San Marcos, or like down in Otay. And they're way overpriced compared to like what I would pay here for this house. And then they would have like HOA, they would have Melrose, which are just BS fees that you pay to not even like contribute towards your equity.
Yeah.
It's just to build like something else of another entity.
Right.
Yeah. Just Google that. And HOA and Melrose.
Yeah. It like he said, do your homework. Like, because I'm asking him, how'd you even think about it? And it's like, just do your homework and like the right questions will present themselves almost, you know? And like, I feel like that your work ethic and your long-term focus and vision is just so on point. We're going to take a quick break here, but that leads me to my next topic, which is really exciting. And I'm like super stoked to get into. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back here. 1 second. What up, everybody? We are back. Oh, that went longer than I thought. All right. So we're going to go in the direction of kind of wrapping this up a little bit. But before we do, there's a couple things we wanted to talk about. Before we really did, there was something actually before even all of that I wanted to ask you. Tell us a little bit about like getting burnt out. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like in the sense of business, life, like your ideas, like whatever it is. Like I know for myself running my own business and stuff, I get burnt out and there's times where it's like, fuck this, like somebody tell me what to do. Like I don't even know what to do next. Like I need a fucking boss right now. Like somebody, like what do I even fucking do? You know, like how do you relate to like getting burnt out?
Man, there's times where you will get burnt out as a business owner and like you feel like, oh, I don't want to do this right now. This is not the time. I just don't feel it. But like, then you have to realize like, snap back. Like, no, okay, I'll take this little small breather, this small little timeout. And then I'm gonna get back to it just because like, I still need to win the game type of thing. Like eventually that's just my mentality though. So like, I don't know about everyone else's mentality, but like, I do get burnt out. Every athlete gets burnt out. Like they need a break. They need to get taken out of the game real quick, take a little breather. Like, no doubt. That's how I see it.
Yeah. So then like, what do you do to come back once you do get burnt out? Like or is there anything you do, or you just rest, or like
I just rest, eat some food, drink some water, go outside, ride my bike a little bit, or just call up some friends even because like I like balance in life. I don't like all work all the time. Yeah. Even though like I have this persona of like, oh, I never see you come out, Howie. Like you never come out to any of the invites. Like no, like I'll come out when I feel burnt out from my business type of thing, or like when I'm not as busy.
Right.
But like,
Yeah, no, for sure. That's good. I think that's interesting. You just kind of pointed to what all the other interviews have kind of said too, is like taking a break is a part of growing. Like we have to sleep in order to have energy tomorrow. You know, like
Right.
if we skip resting, it's no good. You know, there was a point in time for me where like I was literally working, and the people would always be like, what are you talking about when I say this? But I would say I would work like 26 or 28 hour work days. People are like, well, there's only 24 hours in a day. Well, like what I meant by that is like I would work 26 or 28 hours straight and I wouldn't fucking sleep. I would just be up ideas, writing, like go sell some weed, go deliver sacks, go do this. Like I was just hustling in every degree. Like I was doing shit creatively in a notebook. I was doing shit outwardly through the internet. I was doing stuff. I was like out literally in the streets, you know, like I was doing whatever I could to fucking just grind. And literally all of that work, I just stopped trying after that. And it lasted me like 6 years, like the effects of grinding that out. But what happened was I still get calls based off the work I did back then. But what's interesting is I burnt myself out for like 3 or 4 years. And it's like, I wanted to stop teaching babies how to save their lives and swim. And it's like, no, I love doing that, you know, but it made me want to stop. And I was like, fuck, because I worked so hard, it made me so lazy. So I'm like, I was just kind of lacking balance, and I would go completely hard, completely break, completely hard, and I'm like, yo, this is kind of off, you know, like go hard when you're going to go hard, no doubt, go as hard as you can, but go as hard as you can within the limits of resting also.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, like you can't just fucking get smashed by football players all day and be a good football player by the end of the day. Like you got to go home and rest and heal up, you know, like otherwise that shit ain't gonna happen. So the dope ass thing I wanted to get into is funny how he actually kind of brought it up on his own, which is what was it like and how did you meet Nipsey Hussle? Nipsey fucking Hussle. Like bro.
yeah.
Dude, how we got to know the late great Nipsey Hussle, and I'll just say my piece in perspective first, and I'll let him tell you the real version. And this is kind of cool because it's like provides how people judge things versus what the reality of things are.
Right.
So it's like me and a lot of other people like, yo, Howie knows Nipsey, like, yo, like they're like, yo, what's Howie doing? Like, but and it was like. You get like anybody's imagination can go crazy. Like, Howie's got videos. I'll be like, oh yeah, hey, what's up, homie? Like, yo, I know you, you know. And it was like, how, like, tell me about that.
Sure. And let me just tell you the backstory of like what got me into Nipsey.
I was just gonna say.
So like back in like 2010, 2011, like right around the time when I was going through the turmoil with my parents, the bankruptcy, I just got introduced to him by like just these gangsters that like come around town that. Like in their cars, like they would just bump the music really loud. I'm just like, yo, who is that artist that's rapping right now? So I pulled out the phone, you know, the Shazam, and then like I got the artist, and I was like, Nipsey Hussle. How come I never heard of this guy before? So then I started to like, that was when like the Marathon Continues was out, like 2012 or 2011 era, like when he was like still underground kind of. So like. And then I started like backtracking and listening to his old mixtapes, like Bullets Ain't Got No Names, Volume 1, 2, and 3. And then the Marathon Continues. And then when Crenshaw got released, the $100 mixtape, that's when I was like, all right, I'm going to really meet Nipsey this time because he's going to actually like release the CD in person. So like I drove up to LA in 2013, October. That's when, he started promoting it. And then like, I was like the first 10 fans that got in to meet Nip, and I got on some of the YouTube videos as well. Yeah, I was on Ski TV a few times. There's a famous clip they always use. It's a clip of me and Nipsey like taking a selfie together. Yeah, or like another one where he's like putting up 2 middle fingers. Oh yeah, and then we're doing the selfie together. So like that, I've seen that in 2 different YouTube videos already.
Oh man, that's just so legendary, dude.
So that was the first time I met Nipsey like in person, and then like I would go to his concerts afterwards as well. Dude, he used to sell concert tickets for like $10 a pop.
Damn.
Yeah. It was like a $10 concert. I'm like, yo, what? That's weird.
Yeah.
Like I've never like, he's a pretty big artist at the time still. And then like he was selling tickets for like $10, $20.
Yeah.
So like I went to a few of those. And then like living in LA, you just start noticing random celebrities that you may not just like overlook all the time. So one day, basically I went to this store that he used to hang out around called Youth. It's in Fairfax, the Fairfax district of LA. And basically I was riding my bike one day and I was like, yeah, this is where I met Nip. I wonder if Nip's still around. I wish he was still around.
Yeah.
And then like this is when he's still alive. This is like 2015. So because I was like, yeah, I met him there. And this is like when he was like recording Mailbox Money or like releasing Victory Lap, like about to release it like a year afterwards or 2 years afterwards.
Yeah.
But basically I was like, man, I wish Nip was here. It would be cool if he was here. And then I go closer. I'm like, yo, that guy looks like Nip. So then like I pull out my GoPro. Luckily I had it on me that day. And I parked my bike and I'm just like, hey, yo, what up, Nip? And he's like, what's up, bro? And then I was just like, yo, this is crazy. Like, I met you here like 2 years ago exactly when you released Crenshaw. And like, I just wouldn't imagine you being here again, like just rolling up a blunt like in the public.
Yeah.
And then he just like introduced
Back
me.
when it was very illegal to do so.
I wouldn't say very legal. I was
not very,
just like
relatively.
less tolerable at the time. Like not all that tolerable. It is LA though, so people still smoke
true.
bud like anywhere they want. But like this is like out on a very busy street on Melrose or Fairfax and Melrose. I think that was the cross street. But it's basically where all like the top notch hype brands are, or hype, or like however you want to call it, like Crooks and Castles is there. Yeah. And like some other brands. But anyway, like we just chopped it up a little bit. He's just like, yo, I can't believe you met me here 2 years ago. And like, it's just crazy, you know, like, and then he just like, and then other people started noticing like, hey, you're Nipsey Hussle? Like you'll see on one of my videos and like, it's like, yeah, it's like, oh, I didn't know, like not many people like knew him like that. And then, yeah, that was life changing just because like, he's a really humble dude. Like he's very approachable. He's not going to be like, oh yeah, like, no, I'm too good for you. Like no pictures or anything like that. No, he was like a solid real one. Yeah. And then like randomly, I would just see him in LA, just randomly. Like one day I go to the store, the marathon store. And then like they closed it and I was like, what's going on in there? So I peeped through the window and he's actually doing like an interview with somebody. Yeah. So then like when he walks out, then I was like, yo, what up, Nip? And he's like, what up? And then like he's just so busy, like, cause this is right before Victory Lap was about to release. Yeah. So this time he's like so busy, he couldn't like greet everybody. He just had to go. But I saw Nip so many times to the point where I kind of got sick of seeing him. That was the crazy part. I was just like, oh, Nip, like, oh yeah.
Like the stardom more off.
Yeah. I was like, he's just like a regular friend type of thing. Like I've already met him already, whatever. Yeah. And then like my life changed in March 31st, 2019 when he passed away.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Nip.
Yeah. That totally changed my life. And like, ever since that part happened, like I was just like, yo, I'm gonna buy this house for Nip. Cause like if he was here right now, he would tell me, buy the house, Howie. Like don't give up on your dreams. It's a marathon, not a sprint. And like that it just goes in my heart that like I had to do it for him partially.
Hell yeah. Dude, that's fucking beautiful, bro. Like, oh, that's so legendary, dude. Like the fact that you even have stories of somebody who is such a fucking phenomenal person, like such an impactful person, like his span of being like famous, it wasn't that long, but like the impact was like, it's like still just Definitely. Like it's still shaking, like it's still hot as fuck, like you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, it's kind of, you didn't even have to be a fan of his music to like respect the fuck out of him, you know? Like, and to be honest, I wasn't a fan of his music for a long time until I started listening deeper and listening, and I was like, oh, okay, like I get it now. I didn't get it at first, you know? And like, and I don't know, it takes a while to like get to know an artist when you're listening to their music, and you know, it's like, and it takes a long time too. It's hard to find like a rapper, who you can trust that like, yo, this is gonna motivate me. I'm gonna feel good. Like this is gonna push me to do better. Like, and what you're saying and describing is so fucking important for so many people, I feel like. And I relate to this myself too, which is like what you're feeding into your brain and your mind and your ears and your everything. Like, what are you feeding your brain, your mind, body, and soul? Like, what are you putting in your ears? It's like we have the same way we eat. Like, if you're gonna eat Big Macs all day, like you're gonna be in bad shape. If you listen to fucking ignorant ass music all day, you're gonna be in bad shape. So it's like you at some point, there's nothing wrong with those things, but at the same time, it's like if that's all you're gonna eat, that's not good, obviously.
Yeah.
You know, like go enjoy it here and there, but like what we consume on a music level is completely important. Who we look up to is completely important. And I think it's so dope that you looked up to him before, like just through his music.
Yeah.
You know, and like I think that like I know for me personally, finding a mentor was one of the hardest things in my life. Because I would never really see people be successful in the way that I want to be successful. Very, very rarely. And like when you find somebody who's an embodiment of that, or even like they're even 25% of how you want to do it yourself, you know, it's like you could just be so motivated from that and like just grow so much. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's interesting too, just to touch on this real quick. I learned recently that like whatever we, like they say we are the sum of the 5 people we hang out with, right? Like you heard that? Like whoever the 5 people we hang out with the most, we're most likely to just stay on that level or be like those people. And the music you listen to counts as one of those people. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because I will listen to music more than I will listen to like somebody else talk. Yeah, I mean, well now it's different because I listen to podcasts and audiobooks and stuff, but like my ordinary normal way is like I would be listening to rap music or whatever more than I would be listening to like somebody talking about some smart shit or somebody like putting some hustle in me or putting some motivation in me, you know, putting some inspiration in me. Like, so I think it's just so important what we consume like that too, because no matter what we're consuming constantly, no matter what. And I think that's why like we have these conversations that need to be had, because it's like, yo, we're able to lace up people who like may not ever have the circle of people to be able to have these conversations.
That's right. Dude,
Dude, it took me, I'm either like 34 or so, I think I'm 34. And like, it took me this long to be able to understand, holy shit, I need to just put the right people in my ear and I need to put the right voices in my ear, really, you know?
Yeah.
It took me so long to learn that. I wasted so much time just like feeding my anger from my music, feeding my laziness from my music, feeding just being a pothead from my music. Like, you know, just feeding the wrong parts of my body and soul that like I want fed, you know? So yeah, dude, like fuck, man, that I don't know, just what you had to say about Nipsey is so cool, dude. And just the fact that it's like, whether you got that from him or somebody else, just that you found that much power in somebody's words where it's like, yo, this helps me grind forever. This helps me invest into my family, my house, my life, my future, my everything. So, dude, that's so fucking dope. And like, I just want to say, like, I'm so fucking proud of you, dude. Like, I've seen this whole process and it's like, I'm trying to do whatever I can to support in any way I can. I know it's not much, but it's like, shit, even when I would cruise by, I would like just sometimes randomly, I would just be like, I'm gonna just go exit. I'm gonna take a picture of the house and send it to Howie.
Yep, I remember
and it was like,
those people.
You know what I'm saying? Like before, thank you. But like before this happened, when it was like, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get that. In that manifestation phase, you know, or like creating who you are, or pretending who you are, faking it, whatever. Like that, through those moments when you have the people around you feeding you, you can do it, you could do it. Because it's like, I could have easily judged you buying this house off of my own situation.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can't buy that. It's like, no, I can't buy that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I could have been that type of person and I would be no good in your ear. But it's like, if I'm here helping like create this reality for you, like, yo, what about this? Let's go look at this. Let's, you know, and like, I think that's what's so important, you know? And like, I just want to say, like I said, I'm so proud of you for sticking through it and pushing and grinding and like, going through all the shit you went through to get to where you're at. And like, I know that this is only the beginning. And that's what's fucking crazy, because I look at all the shit you've already done, all the shit we've already done, what we've accomplished, how crazy people think we are, how cool people think we are, how whatever people think we are. Like, I think we don't care. And I think that's what's where a big source of power comes from. And it's like, yo, I'm gonna do this because I don't really give a fuck what you think. Like, Howie's not afraid to fucking ride a bike, and he's also not afraid to wear a suit and show up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm not afraid to drive around in an old beater ass car. I'm also not afraid to fucking come stunt in your ass on a nice ass motorcycle on the freeway. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's just what makes you happy. Who cares what people think? You know, like, I think that's fucking dope. So like, yeah, just to wrap it up, it's like, this has been an amazing episode, dude. So thank you for your time. Like, I know your time is valuable, so that's why I really appreciate this too. Cause like, time is money when if we allow it to be, and I know you certainly allow it to be, and like let's just keep creating. So to wrap this up, like what direction and what plans would you like to go? What are your next, if you even have any next accomplishments?
My next goal is just to build my real estate portfolio to an even bigger level. Because the way I see it is like I want to retire on real estate, just like my uncle and your grandpa. Like the way I saw it is like, damn, this guy doesn't even have a job, not even a business. He just straight up has a bunch of houses in the most poppin' areas of Cali, you know, San Diego, Temecula. Like he entered the game very early on. He was an early adopter, however you want to call it.
Yeah.
Basically, like I want to be that. You know how earlier on you said like this area is gentrifying, and I want to be an early adopter. I want to be an early adopter of like buying this brand new real estate here while the gentrification is happening, and like just soak up everything for being early.
Yeah, damn, that's tight, dude. Like, what's that phrase? Like when you show up prepared, you don't have to get ready.
Yeah.
Like
it goes like, be ready so you don't have to worry about getting ready.
Yeah. There you go.
That.
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude. And I think that's exactly what it is. It's like, yo, I'm stepping up. I'm ready. You know, like, and I think that's tight. And even before we started this interview, it was like, yo, you ready? Like, shit, like the rappers say, like, I'm always ready. Like, all right, hell yeah, I'll fuck with that.
Yeah, I got that from Vince Staples, by the way, because one time he was doing a freestyle, about to do a freestyle, and then they asked him, all right, yeah, you ready, Vince? And he's like, man, I'm always ready. I was like, whoa, that's a powerful statement. I'm gonna start doing that like for the rest of my time being like that. I can think about that.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, dude, hell yeah, no, it's powerful. How you state things makes a big difference. I remember, just to wrap this up, as we wrap this up, I'm gonna just throw this in there real quick. There was one thing you inspired me with way back in the day. I don't even know I might have said it to you, but there was one time we went and we were ordering burritos, and the lady was like, "What's your name? What's your name?" And everybody's like, "Oh, my name's Chris. My name's Calvin. My name's whatever." And then Howie said, "My name is Howard," and the girl went, "Whoa, okay," and then she wrote it down. But I was like, "Whoa, you're who?" Like it was just we were at Bull Taco, and you just, I don't know, just the way you said, "My name is Howard," and it was just like a statement, and it was like, whoa, okay, like fuck, that's powerful, bro. Like I don't even know what that means, but damn, like that just rocked me in some way.
Yeah.
So to me that helped. So what that did for me was like it helped me recognize, yo, like assertion and how you assert things is definitely important. And there's nothing wrong with being like, this is my name, this is what I want, this is what I'm here for. Can you help me with it? You know, can I help you? Like there's nothing wrong, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
True.
So I don't know, man. I keep dragging this out. So what I was gonna say, last thing I want to say, I like to get this before I fully shut it down, which is, I like to always think I'm going to ask, what would you tell the younger generation? But I'm not going to do that. We're going to take it even deeper. We're going to say, what would you tell your younger self? Simply, what advice would you give your younger self that would really be impactful? That's simple, easy, and would just fucking resonate with you like none other. Like you at your hardest struggle.
Mm-hmm. Man, like just like the late great Nip said, start now. People,
Damn, dude.
a lot of people that I come across, even myself at times, are like thinking about doing it. And when you just think about doing it, you just start psyching yourself out. Like back then, when I had a little gangster phase at one point, because we're from Mira Mesa, like it's kind of like,
I was gonna ask you about some of this, but please, yes, keep going.
Yeah. So like in my gangster phase, like back in like middle school, high school era, I used to think like gangbang was cool. Just like seeing the way they dress was cool. Like how they slicked back their hair and how they like, their attitude toward things was cool.
Yeah.
I know Mira Mesa.
And then like, what was I saying? I'm losing my thoughts right now.
Oh, sorry. About like how you kind of went through a little gangbanging phase. We were talking about the advice, like what advice you would give your younger self, and then like when you were at your hardest struggles, and the advice you would give yourself. You're kind of painting the picture of like, all right, well, I kind of went through this little gangster phase, going through, growing up in Mira Mesa, we had Asian gangs around. I don't know if it doesn't.
Man,
come to
I
cool.
totally lost track of what I was gonna say. Okay, so I said my younger self, I would say start now. Oh yeah.
Right.
So like, So like the gangster phase, like you would like get into fights with people. You would like say like, oh, you're talking trash about me. Like, let's go fight. So like the longer you think about fighting someone, the more you want to like psych yourself out. The more you want to just like, oh, I don't want to do it anymore. Like at the time I wanted to act hard and I wanted to fight somebody. But as I'm thinking about it, like, oh, so it happens on Monday, pretend. And then like, we're going to fight on Friday at the park after school. Now it's like, you got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all the way up until the fight to think about this.
Yeah.
And it's like, why didn't you just do it right now? Why didn't you just fight like right now instead of like thinking about it? Because when you start thinking about it, you start like, thinking about other things.
Yeah.
Like what you told me one time that thoughts can be like a negative thing or it could be like a bad thing or something. Like when you think about it too much, you just start like worrying, just like in swimming. So basically like one of my worst fears in life was the deep water at the
I was
time.
going to bring this up. I literally had it written down. I forgot. Yeah. Oh, right here. Learning to swim.
Okay. So I felt like I was solid in my life for a while at one point until I faced my worst fear, which is the deep water. And the reason why is because like when I was a kid, I was traumatized. I didn't know how to swim. I got pushed into deep water, or I got into some deep water in the pool and I swallowed a bunch of water. I felt like I was dying. I didn't feel like I was myself. So like throughout my whole teens and young 20s, mid 20s, I was just like, yo, like I'm good off the water.
Yeah.
And then like, I just knew like at one point that was the only thing holding me back. That was one of the things that was holding me back in my life. Damn. Where I didn't feel like I could be real, where I felt scared. So I went ahead and faced my fears. And like one thing about learning how to swim is you can't think too much. Because if you think too much, you'll sink or you'll be too stiff. And then like, you can't really make those,
Oh shit. Sorry. Oh, you can keep talking. Oh,
okay.
I just got to change the camera.
All right.
You know what? Let's take a quick break. Can you remember what you were saying? We're talking about swimming. All right, let's take one quick break. Our camera battery died, so just a second. We'll be right back.
Damn, dude.
All right, so we're back. So just picking up where we left off, we were talking about swimming and how like if you think too much, that shit ain't gonna work. Like, it's interesting. I was actually the person. I was one of the people to help Howard learn to swim, and I remember the one thing that I just kept saying. It's funny you're saying it now. I was like, no thinking. I'll be like, I will give you. You remember that? I'll be like, I'll give you the instructions, but I gotta kick your feet like this, do this, but no thinking about it. And you're like, what? Like, fuck, you just told me all these instructions. And I'm like, no, but just don't think about it. Stop thinking. No thinking. Like, dude, yeah, but I remember it's like you faced your fears, dude. Like you fucking stepped up to the plate like a motherfucker, dude. Like, how was that for you, dude?
Man,
like, fuck.
That's like, it's one of those feelings where like, damn, I gotta do this, but I don't want to do this. But I want to do this though. But there's a part of me where I don't want. It's just left brain, right brain type of thing where your emotions are kicking in and your logic's kicking in. And then just throughout my whole life, I've always been kind of like the guy that committed to things. You know, like I wasn't always like the best like skilled person towards something, but I won't give up. And then eventually I just like make it work somehow. Yeah. So like, oh yeah, I just didn't know how I'd be able to swim like since I haven't learned all my life until that time. Yeah. But like that's where it all comes back in full circle. The start now process. Like if you just think about it too much, if you think about like trying to fight someone too much, or if you're trying to think about how to swim too long, it's not gonna really work out. You just gotta start now, do it right now. Make the mistake early so that you can correct it earlier on and just fix it and make it right. Damn. That's the advice I give. That's really good advice, dude.
Damn, dude.
Wow, man. That's crazy. And just to throw this out there too, it's like, we just kind of went over that like really casually, but to learn to swim as an adult is absolutely insane. Yeah. It's absolutely insane. It's the craziest shit ever. And why? The current statistic right now is, I want to say it went up just this last year. I need to recheck it, but it used to be 45, then it was 50. Now I think it's like 53 or 54 or 55. It's something like 55%, essentially 50% of adults in the world do not know how to swim and are actively afraid of the water. Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy. Half the people in this world are scared of the largest resource on the planet, which is water. Yeah. That's crazy. That blows my mind. Yeah, dude. So it's like, if you think about it, if you go, oh, I got to fly over the ocean. What if the plane crashes? I can't swim. I'm not going to go travel to Hawaii. I'm not going to go to Japan. I'm not going to like, dude. And the people like go down that rabbit hole and there's no start now. And it's just a think now and keep fucking thinking. And then like, you can think until you can justify why to not do anything.
Yeah,
I could be like,
totally.
well, I can think myself into fucking sitting in my fucking house all day, you know, like that doesn't help me though, you know? So I love that, like start now, like just fucking get into action.
Yep.
Like that's the business. That's where it's at. And like for you to have faced your fears is very commendable. Like learning how to swim in it as an adult. And I'll say this too. I've been teaching people to swim for 11 years now. And out of these 11 years, there's only been 3 people who hasn't cried during their swim lesson. Howie was one of them, but like there was only 2 other people outside of him who didn't cry during it.
Damn.
And it was like,
I feel honored.
yeah, no, that's cool because it was like I feel like you had a different context of it. You were like, you know what, like I know I'm fucking terrified. Like being scared doesn't help me anymore. I feel like that's kind of like you came to the end of that road where you're like, fuck, being afraid, this doesn't even benefit me anymore because now I feel like shit when I don't even go suck at it, you know, like fuck, like take the chance, go suck at stuff. It's totally okay to suck at things because that's the only way you're gonna get good, you know. And I'm excited. That's kind of what I'm doing with this podcast too. Is like just fucking start, just go, like start now. And like I know for a fact this sucks in comparison to how I'm gonna look back on it. You know, like this is fire, and there's absolutely fucking. I know this is timeless information and conversation, but like, I know at a certain point, I'm gonna look back and be like, damn, I can't believe I had the camera like that, the light like that, this microphone. I can't believe I had this setup, you know, like you look back and it's like, wow, man, but I had to start to get here. And you know, like you got to start somewhere, invest in yourself. If you're going to invest into anything, invest into yourself. Number one, like, I don't know, you agree with that? Yeah. Like invest in yourself. Number one, man. Fuck, dude. So like, damn, that's tight. So whatever we can do to help support you and move you forward in your goals, you already know, like me and anybody who's listening is going to be fucking all about that. Like I put out a request of like, who should we have on the show? And you saw your name got popped up and it was like, yo, I was already locked in before anybody even asked for you to be on here. So like,
I know who said that too. And like, just like, that's cool how you look up to me and like, you wanted like me to be on this podcast and all that. Like, This guy I also look up to in a way too. He's a young hustler, like how I was back then, and like I like his attitude and his strong willingness to work and better himself.
Yeah, hell yeah.
He knows who I'm talking about.
Yeah. Wait, he was on here.
Yeah, he was on here.
Let's just shout him out. Fuck. Yeah. What up, Rylan? What's good, homie?
Rylan, what up,
Rylan?
Dude?
Hey, Rylan, you were one sick motherfucker. One thing, shit, I don't know. This is just, the whole name of this is authenticity. So like, I was supposed to shut this down like fucking a long time ago, but you know what? Fuck it. There's value in this. So like, shout out to Rylan. You'll see his episode if you haven't already. I don't know which one's coming first or releasing or whatever, but like, that's one dope motherfucker who's solid and like is on the right path and came from a crazy fucking place. Yeah. So like, dude, shout out to you, Rylan. You're fucking ill with it. You're on the right track. We're all proud of you, dude. Like, just fucking keep it up because you're an example for the rest of the people younger and around you too. So like, we're all in this together and like, let's just keep creating like timeless shit. You know what I'm saying? And
definitely
fucking. Oh, real quick, where can people find your YouTube videos? Like, especially if anyone wants to see the Nipsey videos, or travel or anything.
So I have a bunch of videos just stored on my hard drive that I really need to edit and you know start posting because like at one point I just lost like interest in like traveling and blogging and all that just because like I started going through a bunch of phases where I wanted to like improve my business. I wanted to get my real estate here and there. But now that I like completed a huge goal, I kind of have the time to do that more. Just tap into that part more.
For sure. Life. All right. So
like, eventually like it'll come out. But like I post a lot of the stuff on my IG, my personal account. It's Howie Housel. Yeah, I changed it from Howie Hustle to Howie Housel just because like buying a house in San Diego is kind of like an unrealistic goal.
Hell yeah.
And like to have that, I just felt like the need to just change my name up to what I think I deserve.
Hell yeah. At Howie Housel.
Yeah.
Just like, like it sounds. I like that. I noticed that. I was cracking up. I was like, oh, that's fucking tight. Yeah. Okay, yeah, and then we'll just lace people up if you got YouTube stuff or you want to. And that's one thing too is like, I love that you're not like, oh, fuck that, I don't do that. You're just like, yo, like I just kind of didn't want to do it for a little, so I'll do it when I want to. And like, that's the power of like doing what you love, dude. Like you can fucking do that. Like that's cool. Yeah. So make sure you guys follow him at iTicketFight. Is there any underscores?
No underscore.
Okay. At iTicketFight, iTicketFight.com. Just look it up. Whatever, you'll find it. It's easy. Get in contact with my man Howie. He'll get you out of your tickets, get you your money back, whatever the fuck, get you sitting right, get your mom, your dad, your uncle sitting right. Also, if you have relatives who speak Chinese and you need some translation for the tickets or like extra help, like he can do that and he can help out. Like I've seen and heard Howie go above and beyond. He's very to the point and is not afraid to like help people out and just analyze situations and, like just go the extra mile for people who need it. So like, I love that your whole business is built off that principle. So
dude, appreciate you noticing all that and like for hyping me up and all that. It's like an honor.
Hell yeah. No, hey, for sure. And it's not even hype. That's just what you do. You know, I'm just looking at it like, yo, I recognize that. And like, it's interesting because when I observe you do business and I observe myself and I just see the differences and whatever. And like, I love taking information and like knowledge from you and how you do it because you don't really go big on customer service. You're just like, yo, this is what we're doing. And it's like, I know for me, I kind of, because I'm working with like kids and families, I kind of have to take a long conversation to like get to the point, But like with yours, it's like, yo, this is what's going on. This is what we're doing. This is what you need. Give me this. Give me that. I'll give you this. Wait for this. And then it's like, oh, okay, this is pretty fucking easy. Like, and I think it's cool because it's like, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like you're not really here to be like, oh, I'm just going to make you feel good. It's like, yo, I'm here to actually help you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Is that like accurate? Like, I feel like you're here to help, not just make people feel good. And it's like, there's a big difference in helping people versus, oh, I just, I feel better. Like, that's BS. Like, like candy can help you feel better, but it's not good for you, Like, it doesn't help.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm really big on results. So, like, if we don't satisfy you, we're going to give you back your money. Just that's how I do business. Like, the foundation of the business was always built on people over profit. We don't want your money if you don't feel satisfied. And like, I feel like my business model can do that just because like we're not working with products. We're not really like losing out on like products. And I'm willing to take the little loss just to help you benefit better. Cause like I said, I just want the people to be happy.
Oh yeah.
Cause I know like in the long run, like it'll help me out.
Yeah, dude, fuck yeah. I've referred so many people to you over the years, and I've had people who didn't use you and they'd be like, oh, but like they still go refer you to the next person even if they didn't use you. And I'm like, damn, I don't know what happened in between like me connecting this, but like something happened to where they're loyal and that even if they didn't even use the service. Yeah. And it's like you're creating loyalty out of people who aren't even using the service. Definitely. That's pretty phenomenal to me. And I think that goes above and beyond. It says a lot about like who you are and your character. Cause like I just heard this recently. Like one of my mentors said, if you're going into business for money, it's that you're not going to succeed. Like, I mean, money can be part of it, but it can't be completely it. Like you have the major portion of why you should do anything should be for yourself because you love it. You know what I'm saying? Like, versus anything else. Like that should be number one is because you love it. You want to, it's your idea. And just to kind of touch back, dude, it's pretty phenomenal that like you were actually one of the very early people to have an online business. Yeah. Very, very early to be an online business. Yeah. Like I remember thinking you were crazy for this shit. Yeah. But then at the same, not all the way, but I was just like, yo, you're fucking crazy, bro. Like what? And then I see you and I'm like, oh, that's brilliant. Because I had the wrong perspective on it. I was looking at it like, how you're on a computer wherever you go. But it's like, no. I'm working and I'm hanging out. And it's like, oh, if this wasn't your job, you'd have to be in a building somewhere and we couldn't even be together, Like, and I was like, then I started seeing, holy shit, like you're onto something really smart. And this is way ahead of the curve, like way ahead of the curve.
Yeah, I remember
yeah.
those times.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you want to touch on that. Like,
yeah, so back then, like 2009, 2010, that's when I first got the idea. And like at the time, like there wasn't really that many competitors. Like the competitors weren't online, basically.
Yeah. And check the competitors. We're not going to say their names because there's no reason to, but they do not offer what he does. They'll try to fight for the same service, but what you get back is not even
Definitely.
close to the
Yeah.
same. So just to throw that out there real quick.
I've had many people come up to me and use my services. Like one time I had a client that had 3 tickets and he used 3 different entities. And he's like, yo, like the last one I used was the best one. And I was like, oh, who's that? He said, oh, it's yours. I was just like, oh, what? Like why and how? And like, just tell me. And he just said like, just the articulation of the service. It's like goes above and beyond. Like I like to give people the value, you know, like value is just something that if you have it, just give it because eventually it'll come back to you. Like whether it be a referral that's coming back or like someone that's happy, just overall happy for what you just gave them. Like that'll be the do all sometimes.
Yeah, definitely. Fuck yeah, dude. No, I love that, man. Like you really are an innovator with what you're doing and
Thanks, man.
And your game and where you're going. Like you live a very unique and like powerful and prosperous life, and I think that's dope. Like you just. I don't know, man. Just to see you grow and just to be next to you through all of this. It's like I've seen I've seen mistakes you've made and I've seen different times where it's like you just would pivot and do different things.
Yeah.
It's like, try this. I'm not into it. Try this. I'm not into it. And at the same time, I'm doing the same thing. I'm like, hey, I'm going to do this. They're like, I didn't fucking like it. And it's like, it's just kind of like, just keep finding cool ways to live life, I think is kind of what's going on here.
Just keep it exciting. Keep those ideas fresh. Don't settle until you find it.
Yeah. And fucking start now.
Start right now.
Right now. Go. Get up right now. Whoa, see? Universe is being like, right now. We got to get the fuck out of here. So, yeah. You guys, on that note, we're going to wrap this up. This has been a fucking amazing interview, Howie. I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. This has been incredible. I cannot wait to drop this and to tease this out and just really like be able to help some people with this shit, man. So thank you. I think should smoke a blunt or something and fucking
let's do it.
Have a nice evening. So on that note, hope you guys have a beautiful day. Much love coming from San Diego, coming from Swan Canyon, East Side. I have this one as the closest button to it.
I know Southeast Dago.
Close enough. It's right across the freeway. But we ain't banging. We're creating unity. So you guys can get along with up here and down there. So anyways, have a beautiful day. Much love. Peace.
Peace.